Watch me do 3 hours of clock assembly in just 3 minutes, and I'm going to try to walk you through some of my process as well, but it's not a perfect step-by-step. Sometimes I do things a little out of order. What's important is being familiar enough with the movement that you're not skipping important checks altogether. So after everything comes out of the wash, I separate the parts that go between the plates and the parts that are in the front and back. One of the worst things is putting the plates together and realizing you left out a lever or gear, and then you have to take it all apart again. This clock is simple. You don't have to be too precise with the stop pins because the real alignment is on the outside of the plates. So once the gears are sandwiched together, I want to check once more that there's no binding. I lift them a little bit and make sure they all have a nice free fall. And if that all checks out, you might want to go ahead and drop the oil on your pivots before they get covered up. Next, I start working on the front of the clock. First putting the levers on since they tend to go underneath the rest, and then I work from right to left. Chime, then time, then strike. I set the stop pins straight up and set my first cam gear using the divot at the 3/4 mark. Then the locking gear next to it so it stops against the 2 hooked levers. In the time train, I rotate the center shaft until it triggers the hour with the tallest cam, greasing these friction points as I go, and then I set the minute wheel and the snail gear at 12 o'clock, making sure the step rack falls in the center of the 12th step. Finally, for the strike, I do have to put on the lifting lever on the back of the clock because we have to align the strike wheel and the stopping pin. As long as the strike clears in the back and the lifting pin stops near the top, we lock that in place with the strike cam. Once the front is all set up, I choose to put in the barrels and give them a couple of turns. This makes sure the gear trains are in their stopped positions before setting the chimes. We'll get the hammers back on, the music cylinder in place, and only put on 2 of those back gears. The chime train should still be at the 3/4 stop where we set it, but if not, just make sure it's set to right after the 1st or 3rd quarter. Then we rotate the music cylinder to play all the hammers in a descending line and put the final gear in place. You might make slight adjustments from here to make sure that all of your stops clear properly. I love these old floating balance designs because they are so reliable. With a little bit of power in the train, it starts right up. I use very light oil on the pallet faces, and it might start with a small rotation, but after a few minutes on its own, it should build up to a strong, full swing.